What's up everyone, welcome back to the beginner breakdown series for King of Fighters 14. In this episode we're going to go over Whip. If you've never seen a beginner breakdown episode before, this video series is intended more for beginners, or players who are just trying to learn the basics of a character. With that in mind, let's get started. As always, let's go over far normals first. Here's far light punch. It is a mid, you block both crouching or standing. It's only slightly negative on block, and you can super and special cancel it. Here's far light kick. It is a mid. It's slightly plus on block, and you can super cancel it. Here's far heavy punch. It is a mid. You can block both crouching or standing. It is 2 hits. It has really good range on it. However, it's a bit negative on block, and it pulls the opponent in, even if they block it. So it's a pretty easy punish because of that. You probably won't be using this too much in neutral. There are some very specific combos where she can incorporate that, but I wouldn't worry about that if you're just learning her. And you can super cancel the second hit. And far heavy kick is a mid, and you block both crouching or standing. It's just a little bit negative on block, and you can super cancel it. At specific ranges you can use it as an anti-air, kind of like that. Next up we got close normals. Here's close light punch. That is a mid, and you can block both crouching or standing. It's even on block, and you can super and special cancel it. Then close light kick is a low. It can only be blocked crouching. It's very slightly negative on block. It's your quickest low, and you can chain up to 2 in a row from point blank. And you can super and special cancel it. We got close heavy punch. That is a mid. We block both crouching or standing. It's a bit negative on block, but difficult to punish. It pushes back a lot on block, and you can super and special cancel it. We got close heavy kick. It's 2 hits. Both are mid, so they can block both crouching or standing. It's a little bit negative on block, difficult to punish though because of the pushback, and you can super and special cancel either hit. Whip has a pretty easy hit confirm for either special moves or max mode combos. It's that right there, it's pretty simple. And that last move was her crouching light kick, which I'll go over in a little bit. Next up we got crouching normals. Here's crouching light punch. That is a low, it can only block crouching. It's kind of an okay poke, it goes really far. So the opponent, if they're just running forward a lot, they can possibly walk into it. You just gotta be careful on jump ins or like short hops. If the opponent's really aggressive with their hops, they could just go right over it really easily. Crouching light punch can also hit the opponent off the ground. So if there's a situation that leads to a hard knockdown, that wasn't a hard knockdown. I was just showing you that it can hit them off the ground. But there's some moves that'll put them in a hard knockdown state, and if they're right next to you, you can hit them with a crouching light punch afterwards for just a little bit more damage. You got crouching light kick. That is a low, can only be blocked crouching. It's even on block. It has incredible range. It's like right at the tip. So you see right there. That's so far. Comes up pretty quick. Opponents could possibly walk into it. Not only that, but you can super and special cancel it. So like even at max range, that combos. Crouching heavy punch is a low, it can only block crouching. It's her sweep. It goes really far. You could try to hit the opponent with that from a distance if they're just running in. It is a bit negative on block, but difficult to punish because of the range. But again, it can be pretty easy to jump over if the opponent's jumping a lot, so you do have to be worried about that. And also don't use it really close. I don't know why you'd want to, but if you do, it does have a dead range where it does not hit the opponent. And you can super and special cancel it to try to make it a little bit safer. Crouching heavy kick is a mid, and we block both crouching or standing. It's a bit negative on block. You probably won't be using it too much to like special cancel. It's a pretty alright anti-air. So like the second hit of that special move can hit in most ranges. There's a couple of ranges where it'll whiff. Even off of a trade you can get some stuff. Just be wary that at specific ranges some of these options might whiff or you'll get a lot less damage. We're going to go over jumping normals next. Here's jumping light punch, jumping light kick, neutral jump heavy punch, and then jumping forward or backwards heavy punch, neutral jump heavy kick, and then forward or backwards jumping heavy kick. If you just want utility, jumping light kick or jumping heavy punch are your go-tos. You can short hop with them or you can jump with them. You can convert off of them pretty easily. Jumping light kick will come out quicker, has good range. You can short hop with it. Jumping heavy punch has more range and hit stun on it. You can convert off of that as well. You can press it really far away and it'll still hit. Probably heavy punch is your easiest to cross up with. And then the two light buttons are a little bit more difficult, but you can definitely cross up with them. And as far as their neutral jump options go, I just want to emphasize the word jump. You can't hop with them, so you can't hop in place and do the her neutral heavy punch. It has to be like an actual jump. Same with their heavy kick. You can't neutral jump with it. You have to jump with it. Both of those are going to be air to airs. Heavy punch you can use from really far away as an air to air if you think they're going to jump in. If it's from closer up, you want an air to air with it, you want to use heavy kick. And whips jumping blowback attack, which you can execute by hitting heavy punch and heavy kick while in the air. Looks like that, and it is good. Has a good angle on it. You can short hop with it and just jump in with it, and it'll hit the opponent if they're crouching. You don't have to worry about it whiffing on crouchers. And like all jumping blowback attacks, it's a little bit plus on block. We're gonna go over her command normals next. She has two of them. Her first one is forward and light punch. Looks like this, and it has a follow up to it. You just keep mashing. You don't have to mash, but you can just keep hitting light punch, and you'll get up to 5 hits. And the last one sends the opponent flying. This command normal is pretty negative on block, so you'll probably want to confirm into it. You probably won't be using it out at neutral either, even though it does have pretty good range. If it's block, it's really negative. The opponent can run up and hit you with the fast button, or they could maybe like EX super afterwards. Whip can punish it with like crouching light kick because it's pretty fast and it goes super far. You can only really combo into this off of anything with high hit stun, so like our heavy buttons. And you can super cancel the last hit. You can use it for max mode combos if you wanted to. You just want to max mode before that last hit because it sends them flying. So it's 5 hits total. You want to max mode cancel on the 4th hit. Because there's a lot of hits in on that command normal, when you max mode cancel, you have to delay the button press you press afterwards a little bit and let whip run up. Otherwise you're going to get far heavy punch, and that's not what you want. It'll look like that. Next command normal she has is back and light punch. It looks like that. It has really good range on it. It's pretty easy to combo into. You can get off of anything with high hit stun or low hit stun, and it'll work out. You can only super cancel it, you can't special cancel it. So it makes its use in combos a little bit limited. You could tack it on at the end of something like this. It's pretty safe on block, especially as part of a block string. It'll push back a lot, making it difficult to punish. Overall, its utility is probably kind of low if you're just learning this character, so I probably wouldn't worry about this too much. It is a mid though, so we block both crouching or standing, so there's nothing tricky about it. The opponent could possibly run into it if they're just kind of running in a lot and they're not being cautious about their approach. But it can be jumped, so it's just kind of like her other whip normals like this one. And then whip's blowback attack, which you can execute by hitting heavy punch and heavy kick while on the ground, looks like this. It's pretty standard, it's good. It's pretty safe on block. And you can special and super cancel if you want to try to make it safer. We're going to quickly go over her throws. Here's her forward throw. Here's her forward throw. It's a hard knockdown. You can almost get it on them if you wanted to. Kind of resets the situation too, puts them really far. Her back throw also sends them pretty far, and you can almost get it on them if you needed to. We're going to do her special moves next. First one she has is half circle forward plus punch. So your light punch version looks like that. Heavy punch looks almost identical. You can combo into both of them from anything with high hit stun or low hit stun. It'll look like that. That's the whole canned animation if you land the hits. Heavy punch looks pretty similar, or maybe exactly the same, but it does a little bit more damage. You want to make sure you hit confirm into these special moves, because if you don't, the whiff animation afterwards is really, really long. So if the opponent blocks it and you just go into it, the first hit will land, but the second one will whiff, even if they're standing. And you'll just do that little like a hair toss where she flicks her hair a little bit. It's a really long animation, so make sure you confirm into it. And just to reiterate her really good confirm, it's a close light kick into crouching light kick. You can easily go into that and confirm. You can super cancel on the first hit of either the heavy punch or light punch version of it. If you want to input an easy super afterwards, just do core circle forward plus kick after the first hit. You can also get a little bit of extra damage off of that crouching, heavy kick, anti-air. She also has an EX version of it, which does the most damage, and you'll be using this to end combos. EX is really easy to combo into, it's just as easy as the other ones. You can get off of high hit stun or low hit stun buttons. And the EX version is just as unsafe as the other ones if you don't confirm into it. Next special move she has is half circle back plus light punch. So that's the last part of it. It's actually 2 hits first, and then the third hit you get a canned animation as long as the first 2 hits lands, or one of the first 2 hits lands. If they're both blocked, it's only 2 hits, you don't get that last animation. You can't really combo into this special move, however the second hit of it is an overhead, so you could try to use this as kind of a, maybe perhaps a bit of a weak reset situation. Kind of like that, or maybe if the opponent is sleeping, you can catch them with that. Because the second hit has further range than the first hit. So the first hit whiffed, but the second one hit him still, and I got the third hit, which is the cane animation part. From point blank, if you get both hits to land, it can be pretty difficult to punish. It does push back a lot, but you're probably not going to be using it like that. It's a little bit slow if you just do it on somebody's face. The EX version of this is the most useful one. You can combo into it from anything with high hit stun or low hit stun. So for example that, and as you see, it kind of pops the opponent up into like a juggle state. And there's a couple follow-ups you can get afterwards from both mid-screen and if you have the opponent in the corner. You can link one of those afterwards, pretty simple to do. You probably want to do the heavy punch version of it instead of the light punch version of it for the extra damage. You can get the EX version of it afterwards as well. You can even get a second one afterwards and then end it with one of these ones. The EX version is pretty negative on block, so make sure you confirm into it. You can also hold the attack button down and she'll hold the attack out. Eventually she'll stop, but if you let go of the button she'll do the actual attack. You can cancel with heavy kick, so you could feasibly try doing some stance cancels with it, but it's a little bit slow. If you're not sure what stance cancels are, some characters can cancel a stance to try to make things safer. So like say, kind of like that, to cancel that sweep animation to that, to try to make it a little bit safer. But because Whip has a pretty easy confirm for low level players, or really at any level, this confirm, that's already pretty safe, and it gives you a lot of time to see if it hit or not before committing to a special move. Next special move she has is half circle back plus light kick. Looks like that. It's 2 hits. It's nothing too special. It's a little slow to be used for poking, and the first hit has less range than the second hit. A lot of startup on it to be used for poking, and you can't really combo into it either off of anything with high hit stun or low hit stun, making its use pretty limited. There are some specific combos that you can get afterwards, after like a blowback attack. If you're a little bit closer to the corner, you can kind of suck them in with that and reel them in for some extra damage, because on hit it does pull them in a little bit and you can link some attacks afterwards. Kind of like that, then you special cancel that. And just like the other special move I just showed you before this, you can stance cancel it if you needed to. Next special move she has is half circle back plus heavy punch. Looks like that's 2 hits, and if you land either of the hits, there's a cane animation at the end. So you can't really combo into this attack at all. It's kind of like a different version of half circle back plus light punch. This one right here, the one where the second hit is an overhead. This one, the second hit is a low. So this is half circle back plus light punch, which I showed you earlier, which is the overhead one. And then here's the heavy punch, half circle back, heavy punch, which is the low one. So they're a little similar. Probably hard to distinguish right away as soon as you see the animation which one came out. So you could use this to try to reset an opponent. Just hit them low, see if they're paying attention or not. It's pretty negative on block. Like, you can run up and hit a pretty fast button to punish it. And like I said before, you can't combo into it, so its functions are pretty limited. You can super cancel that last stomp, and you probably want to cancel into this super because this one picks up off the ground. Like the previous special moves, you can hold the attack button down, she'll hold it and let go, and you can change the timing of it, and you can also hit heavy kick to stance cancel if you need to. Next special move she has is circle back plus punch while in the air. So there's the light punch version of it. It looks like that. Heavy punch version looks like that. It just changes like the angle, or not the angle, but the distance in which she comes down from. So there's landing recovery for this. If you don't hit anything, you can cancel the landing recovery by hitting a button in the air, because she has all of her air options, and you can hit the button pretty early, like that crossed up, and I hit the heavy punch button really early out of the air. There's an EX version of it as well that just changes the approach angle as well, or like the distance. It travels the most far forward, and it's the quickest one. And you can do all of them while jumping forward, neutral jumping, or jumping backwards. You can try using this to get a little bit tricky with the opponent, and see if they're paying attention, if their anti-airs are on point. It's pretty easy to see coming though, and try to anti-air, especially with characters that have a good anti-air, like some sort of like uppercut that's invincible. So probably use this sparingly, or if you need to like delay your landing for whatever reason. Next special move she has is back, down, down, back. So like a backwards uppercut with kick, either of them. It'll look like that. It has a lot of startup on it, as you see. Light kick and heavy kick are the same thing. There's only one version of there's only one normal version and then an EX version. And that is an overhead, so it's, if the opponent is crouch blocking, that will hit them. You can super cancel it as well. Probably want to cancel that super because it pulls them off the ground. Also, this can reflect projectiles, so it puts this one out. It has finite range, as you see, but it goes pretty far. It's a little bit slow, so you kind of have to call out the projectile early, and you can kind of use it to cover your approach. There's some specific combos you can do. You could try crossing up with it as well, but like rolling to the other side of the opponent, jumping over them, then make them deal with that. It only hits once though, and it doesn't do a lot of damage. But if you anticipate the hit, you could combo off of it. The X1 comes out quicker, and it does the same thing. The fireball has more durability, and it's 3 hits, as you see there. Not 3 continuous hits though, like they won't combo, but it'll just give you more opportunities to try to kind of trick them or like cross them up. You can't combo into any of these because of the startup. The X1 is also an overhead that bounces them. And you can get like really almost any of your special move options afterwards. Or go straight into super after the ground bounce. The X version does come out quicker as an overhead, so you could use that to catch the opponent when you're in max mode if they're crouch blocking a lot. As far as how punishable they are, the EX version of it is kind of difficult to punish from point blank, and the normal version of it is easier to punish because it doesn't push back quite as much, but it can be punished with like a far normal if the opponent has a good far normal that's quick. We're gonna go over Whip supers next. Her first one is core circle back, half circle forward plus punch. Looks like this. This special move, or this super rather, can pick up opponents off the ground. Here's the EX. Has the same properties, so you can pick them up off the ground. The next super she has is core circle forward twice plus kick. A little bit difficult to get it to hit if the opponent is on the ground. You have to be a little bit far away. You can get off of like special moves like that, for example, where they're airborne. That was the EX version of it. Then her Climax super is core circle forward, half circle back, and then both punches. Probably won't be using it as an anti-air, I don't think, but I was just doing that to illustrate that it's active on her way up, basically, until she hits like the apex of her jump, and then she goes down, and then it's not an attack anymore. If you want to cancel a super into another super, it's pretty simple. You can go like in any direction you want. This one you just want to cancel on the last hit. This one you're just canceling like as soon as like the explosives hit. And the same thing applies if you're canceling these 2 supers into Climax supers. Alright, some quick combos to get you started. Her most reliable special move to combo into is probably half circle forward plus punch. So you can get it off of like her heavy buttons really easily. And then her best confirm is 2 close light kicks. And then into crouching light kick. That's the easiest thing you can do. And then you can special cancel that as well. And of course refer to the special moves section, that way you know how to incorporate these special moves and what else you can get afterwards. Alright everyone, that's the end of the beginner breakdown for Whip. Thank you for watching. Thank you for waiting this long. No real excuses as to why this took so long to make and upload. I only really make these videos when I feel like it, and during the holidays I was having a little bit too much fun. But hey, I'm back. At least for now. We'll see how long it takes me to make the next one. At this rate, the next King of Fighter game will probably come out. As always, let's go to Member Select. Next video, I'll think about it a little bit. It'll either be Antonov, or I'll go to the was it Team South America with Nelson. Regardless, thank you for watching the Whip Beginner Breakdown. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next episode.